Hi, my name is James Shepard, and today I'm going to talk to you about how selling merchants is like playing golf. I actually just got back from playing 18 holes of golf. I shot 22 over par. It was embarrassing. And so I'm going to talk to you a little bit today about how selling merchants is a lot like playing golf. So I was like an avid golfer probably 8 or 10 years ago. I was playing constantly. I probably played on average, every day I would walk 9 holes. On the weekend, I make sure I got 18 holes in. And so I was constantly playing golf. I got down to where I was, 3 or 4 handicap golfer. And now I'm, 22 over par. And so getting back into it has been really interesting. It's been really frustrating at times. And, I got to thinking the other day because what happened was I started golfing and the first shot I chunked, and then it was just like back to back. I probably had 3 holes where it was just terrible. And I was just thinking the whole time, why am I doing this? This is so frustrating. Maybe I should just leave the course and go do something different. And then on, I think it was the 4th hole, I, hit a bad tee shot. Actually went into had to pull it out. It was in, out of bounds. So I lost a stroke, get it up to the green. So I have a 15-foot chip for par, and I chipped it in. And, that one good thing out of, all this terrible stuff, one good thing. And, in my mind, I'm like, oh, I got to go get fitted for custom clubs. I need to get to the next level because what? One shot, and it's so fun. It was awesome. And I started thinking about that a little bit. And I made some notes here about, how golf is a lot like prospecting for new merchants. So here's 5 reasons, 5 similarities between playing golf and selling merchants. All right, you ready? Here we go. Number 1, the toughest part of golf and prospecting is scheduling the time to do it. I'm a workaholic. I have 2 kids, a wife. We have another child on the way. We're really excited, a baby girl who's due in September. I don't think I mentioned that on my YouTube channel before, but Christina's expecting. So we're excited about that. And so, I'm a busy guy. And, usually I'll get to the end of the week and I'll look back and say, okay, what did I want to accomplish with the week? And invariably, the 2 things that don't get done are I didn't play as much golf as I wanted to play, and I didn't do as much prospecting as I should have. And there's a reason. It's because those things are not urgent. They don't just scream for your attention. There's plenty of other things. I have employees to manage. I have, strategies to make, and I have spreadsheets to do, and I have, all these other things. And if you don't schedule the time to do it, it's not going to happen. Number 2, set a tee time for golf and set a prospecting start time for prospecting. So, why is it we don't get these things done? Well, usually it's because we don't start. What happens is you get going with your day and you run a few errands and then you go do something else. And next thing you know, you didn't do any prospecting. For me with golf, if I don't set a tee time, I had a tee time this morning, actually set up, and I got there. Why? Because I scheduled a time to tee off, and so I showed up. I played golf. And it's so funny. I didn't even have this in the original article, but, today is such a good example. I was planning to play 9 holes today, and I actually ended up doing 18. Why? Because I planned to start. Once I got going and I started, I was like, this is pretty fun. I think, I'm going really quick. I think I'm going to push my schedule a little bit, finish those 9 holes and just work later tonight. I can work at 11 o'clock tonight, but I can't golf at 11 o'clock tonight. And prospecting is so much like that. Once you get started, you're like, okay, I got started. Maybe 3, 4, 5 people told me no initially, but then you get that one person that says yes, or they give you that statement, they're showing interest, and you're like, you know what? I wonder if I can stay out a little longer. I wonder how many businesses I can walk into today. And so it's about scheduling the time, and even more specifically, scheduling the start time. That's just a super important thing. Selling merchant services, like golf, is hard and takes years and years of practice. So kind of a funny thing I thought of is, it's like, imagine if I went to the golf course and it was the first time I'd ever gone golfing, or for me, I haven't golfed in 10 years, and the first time I golfed, I think I was like 30 over par or something ridiculous, that would be like me getting to the end of that round. If I said, how ridiculous would it be if I said, I need to find a course that doesn't have any bunkers or trees, because then I would just be so much better. That's stupid. No, what I need to do is go to the range. I need to practice. That's like salespeople. They call me all the time. James, I mean, I've never really had a sales job, but this is really, really tough. People are all telling me no. I think it must be my market. No, it's because you don't know how to sell and you have no experience. So if you're hitting terrible tee shots, don't blame it on the course. Blame it on yourself. It takes practice. It takes years and years of practice. So that's very similar. In sales, that's the way it is, okay? It's going to take a lot of practice for you to become really good at sales. Don't give up. Take some time. Plan 6 months of full-time effort. Then you might start actually getting pretty good at it. But it's hard and it takes years of practice. So don't blame the market. Don't blame your manager. Don't blame the value proposition. Blame yourself. Okay, just like if you go golfing and you're like me today, you shoot 22 over par, it's not because the course I was on was really tough. To be honest, it was actually really easy. If I'd have been on a tough course, I'd have been 40 over. So it was actually a pretty easy course. But you know what? When I was hitting my drives, they were slicing or hooking and, I couldn't get my putter working and, it's me. It's my fault. I need to go practice more. If I get out in the field to sell and I'm not doing well, I don't blame the market. Oh, all these business owners, they're just not interested. No, it's because I'm not selling right. Number 4, strategy and tactics matter. Okay. Strategy and tactics matter. So when you're golfing, just because you know how to golf and you have the strategy, you have the tactics rather, you also need the strategy. When do I use the driver? When do I use the 5-iron off the tee? What's the right thing to do? In sales, you need to have strategy and tactics. Just because you know how to close, you also need to know when to close. You need to know when you walk into a business, what is my strategy here? What am I trying to accomplish with this particular sales appointment? Every single time you need to have a goal and a goal that you're going to hit. Lastly, number 5, both golf and prospecting can be a lot of fun once you get good at it. So practice up, practice. And you know what? When you get really good at golf, it's so much fun. Just like prospecting, when you get really good, it's always hard to get started. But once you get going, if you're good at it, you're really, really going to enjoy it. So thanks so much for watching this video. I had a good time making it just kind of a funny parody I want to do between golf and sales. Hopefully you enjoyed it. I hope that you have an awesome day.